Hi friends, happy Friday. It is Friday, April 17th, 2020, and this is our last day before spring break. We have vacation next week, even though we are already home. So today I'm going to read Miss Nelson is Missing by James Marshall and illustrated by Harry Allard. That means James Marshall wrote the story and Harry Allard drew the pictures. Miss Nelson is missing. The kids in room 207 were misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling, paper planes whizzed through the air, and they were the worst behaved class in the whole school. Uh-oh, doesn't sound like our class. Now settle down, said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class would not settle down. They whispered and giggled. They squirmed and made faces. Looks like they're not being very respectful. They were even rude during story hour. Oh my goodness. And they always refused to do their lessons. Something will have to be done, said Miss Nelson. The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school. Wow, yelled the kids, now we can really act up. They began to make more spitballs and paper planes. Let's just be terrible today, they said. Not so fast, hissed an unpleasant voice. Who do you guys think it is? That's not Miss Nelson. A woman in an ugly black dress stood before them. I'm your new teacher, Miss Viola Swamp. And she rapped on the desk with her ruler. Where is Miss Nelson? Asked the kids. Never mind that, snapped Miss Swamp. Open those arithmetic books. Miss Nelson's kids did as they were told. Who is this scary new teacher? They could see that Miss Swamp was a real witch, and she meant business. Right away, she put them to work, and she loaded them down with homework. She doesn't seem like much fun. We'll have no story hour today, said Miss Swamp. Keep your mouths shut and sit perfectly still. And if you misbehave, you'll be sorry. The kids in room 207 had never worked so hard. Days went by and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. The kids missed Miss Nelson. Maybe we should try to find her, they said. Some of them went to the police. Detective McSmog was assigned to the case. He listened to their story and he scratched his chin. He said, I think Miss Nelson is missing. Detective McSmog would not be much help. They know she's missing already. Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. The shades were tightly drawn. That means the shades were all the way down. In fact, the only person they did see there was the wicked Miss Viola Swamp coming up the street. No sign of Miss Nelson. If she sees us, she'll give us more homework. And they got away just in time. Uh-oh. So they knocked on the door and nobody answered. Miss Nelson just wasn't there. I wonder where she is. Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. Maybe she was gobbled up by a shark. But that didn't seem very likely. Do you guys think she was gobbled up by a shark? Probably not. Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars, said another kid. But that didn't seem very likely either. Do you guys think Miss Nelson went to Mars? Who knows? We don't know where she is. There's Earth and there's Mars. I know, exclaimed one know-it-all. Maybe Miss Nelson was carried away by a swarm of angry butterflies. But that seemed least likely of all. Lots of good predictions, though. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. Remember, discouraged means sad and disappointed. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they would be stuck with Miss Viola Swamp forever. And they heard footsteps in the hall. Here comes the witch, they whispered. Hello, children, said someone in a sweet voice. Who do you guys think it is? It was Miss Nelson. Did you miss me? She asked. Oh, we certainly did, cried all the children. Where were you? That's my little secret, said Miss Nelson. How about a story hour? Oh, yes, cried the kids. Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was rude or silly. What brought about this lovely change? She asked. That's our little secret, said the kids. So remember, if we go all the way back to the beginning of the story, remember during story hour, they tried to be as terrible as they could be. They were rude, they weren't listening. But now they're being very respectful and they're listening and they're so happy to have Miss Nelson back. I wonder where she was. Do you guys have any ideas? Back home, Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it in the closet. She hung it right next to an ugly black dress. When it was time for bed, she sang a little song. I'll never tell, she sang to herself with a smile. So it said when she got home, she hung her coat up in the closet next to an ugly black dress. Who else wore an ugly black dress? P.S. Detective McSmog is still working on it. He's working on a new case. He's now looking for Miss Viola Swamp. The end. I love this story. This is so cute. So I'm going to go back to the end really quick. Remember, Miss Nelson was missing. All of a sudden, Miss Viola Swamp came in. Do you think maybe that can be Miss Nelson wearing a disguise? That means she's pretending to be somebody else. And she says, that's her little secret when she hung her black dress next to her coat. So I think Miss Nelson was pretending to be Miss Viola Swamp the whole time. What do you guys think? So for your journal today, why don't you guys write about where you think Miss Nelson was? Where did she go? Alrighty, I can't wait to see. Please keep sending me pictures of your work. It's so exciting to see that you guys are working so hard. I miss you. I'll see you soon.